got the best Iron men and women going head-to-head. Joining him in commentary, as always, is Jack Hansen. Jack, we've got the Eliminator format. It's one of the most exciting formats you'll see all summer long.
It most certainly is, Josh. It's going to be a massive day of racing here. 6 races in total. We'll whittle the field down to get to our overall leaders and overall winner at the end of the day.
North Wollongong Beach looks beautiful. Very testing conditions here, and this is a dangerous round for our series leaders, isn't it? You can get knocked out early on and your series chances could be all but over.
Well, you need to finish as high up as possible if you think you're any chance of taking a Kellogg's Nutri Series victory.
This is how it will play out. Race 1, top 2 competitors will go straight through to the final. The bottom 6 will go home. Race 2, the top 6 straight into the final. The bottom 6 will go home, and then it's all the chocolates for race 3. But let's have a look at the summer so far. They come from all across the country. They've arrived here to board, swim and ski their way to Ironwoman glory. Here we go, off and away. Carly Nerthen and Kirsty Higginson, their former training partners. I didn't think they'd got down it, but it picks up and out the back. It's dial a wave time. Everyone's on one. But Carly Nerthen and Kirsty Higginson are out in front with a lead heading into the swim. And it's a party wave on the next one. They're all down at 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, they're all off it as well. We see them streaming out the back. Gemma Smith there, Maddie Dunn. But it's not enough because Georgia Miller's done a Houdini act of her own and popped up out of nowhere to take the lead of this race. Georgia Miller's on, paddle in hand, and she is away. The final leg of the Nutri Ironwoman Series final. And just like that, Miller goes to the lead. She's going to push down it. Can Smith go with her? Miller's down it. This could be the decisive moment in the race. They take the drop, apply the pressure, and off the skis, they'll be up the beach head-to-head for a sprint finish. The young gun's going to get it. They'll celebrate in Umina tonight. A big win, the Nutri Ironwoman Series Round 1 to Gemma Smith. She crosses the line for the biggest moment of her career.
Yeah, thanks very much. You know, it's great that we're able to be down here at Queenscliff and have some surf. You know, that's sort of the dream of competing in every Ironwoman final, to have a bit of surf to make it a bit more interesting. So, yeah, I was just lucky I managed to get out and unscathed in pretty much every leg. And coming in, that wave at the end with George, you know, it's always tough for a sprint finish. But, yeah, I was just lucky I had a little bit left in the tank.
Off and away. The order is swim, ski, board. Key is stay out of the bottom 2. So it's not about winning today, but you can certainly set yourself up and make it a whole lot easier if you're in the front end and you just don't want to be at the back. As Lizzie Wellborn cops another one. She rides it like a cowboy and then gets flipped off. No thank you. Sometimes you just can't hang on, and Lizzie Wellborn wouldn't. Oh, as another one comes through there.
Then we flick to Gemma Smith. Have a look at her. She's in trouble. She's making mistakes. She's panicking. And so are all the girls who are currently outside the top 10. And Jordan Mercer currently making her way out into that second ski leg now of the M shape, is really getting belted through this break.
Oh, absolutely smashed. That hits with the force of an absolute freight train there. Mercer's off, and you can see the frantic nature. Has to roll again. And this opens the gap for Brielle Cooper. Have a look at her, the young gun, with all the skills on. Just as I say it, the commentator's curse. She goes off and goes sideways, but manages to bring it back round. So's Harriet Brown. And there's only 2 that are around the cans. Oh, and some big ones breathing down. Harriet Brown's next. She's got a paddle. Oh, it gives her an absolute hammering, and she goes sideways, loses the ski. Danielle McKenzie has been unbelievable in the last 2 legs. She's paddled through the field a couple of times. She's paddled past Lana Rogers. Oh, a little bump there and goes straight past her. Brielle Cooper's down one, signed, sealed, delivered. It's heading back to the Kurrawa teenager. She will reign supreme at Coolum. Our Coolum Round 2 champion from Kurrawa is Brielle Cooper. Well, Jack, they've been threatening to do it for years, and the young guns, Gemma Smith and Brielle Cooper, have taken the wins early in the summer. But consistency has been a big letdown for all our competitors. Nobody's had 2 solid races there. It's kind of been one good one really bad one. So anyone who can kind of get on the roll here and start getting good, high-end results, that should be key. Let's take a look at the girls to watch in round 3. Who do you like? Of course, this girl, our round 1 winner, Gemma Smith.
Well, Gemma Smith, the young gun out of Umina. As you said, Josh, she took home round 1 in a maiden Kellogg's Nutri Ironwoman Series victory. and she's running red hot, ready to take a second win.
Our current leader, but didn't have the best day at Coolum, so she'll need another big performance to get back on track. This girl missed the final in round 1 and then got a win in round 2, so she can't afford a bbad race. She's already got her one race to drop this summer with no points at all. Everything counts from now on for Brielle Cooper.
Well, she was on absolute fire up at Coolum. Put on a nipple clinic only with some of the most seasoned females in the country.
Speaking of season, Jordan Mercer's been around longer than most. Former Nutri Ironwoman Series champion. Didn't have the best 2 early rounds, but she's certain to bounce back. The former Wollongong girl want to do it on home soil as well.
Well, she's back from injury, Josh, and whether or not that is hindering her performance, we'll have to wait and see.
Courtney Hancock is another former Nutri Ironwoman Series champion looking to claw her way back to the top of the point score.
Well, she'll be trying to make sure she shows the young guns coming through. She's not ready to step aside just yet.
The Coolangatta Gold champion from earlier in the summer. It will be one to watch, and of course, our defending series champion, Harriet Brown.
Well, she's the world champion. She's the world board champion as well. And with all the victories Harriet Brown's been having of late, she wants to make sure she goes back-to-back in the Kellogg's Nutri Ironwoman.
I think she found form in round 2 at Coolum when she finished runner-up, but she wasn't close to getting Brielle Cooper. Let's take a look at our start list. All the big names are there. Britton Brown, Cooper Creedy, they are 4 to watch. Georgia Miller, Lara Moses, good to see her make her debut in the Nutri Ironwoman Series. Young gun Nicola Owen, Taylor Paskaric, Gemma Smith and Lizzie Wellborn, 2 of the best young competitors anywhere in the world. The girls are on the line, ready to go. Race number 1, the order is swim, board, ski. They are away there. Race number 1 here, Jack. An interesting, never been done before. 1 and 2 will go straight through to the final. Then in this race, our bottom 7 will get eliminated. In every other race, it's the bottom 6. We've got 21 girls on the line after a mix-up in qualifying. We have a larger than normal start list.
Well, the girls we see hitting the water here go into race 1. There'll be round 2 and then the final round 3 to follow. The girls are trying to qualify for that round 3. The idea will be to go through in the top 2. Give yourself that extra recovery time, Josh, and allow yourself to drop the heart rate, do your cool down and make sure you're ready to fire in round 3 while everyone else goes back around in round 2.
So no longer is it just about survival early on. You get on the front, you win this one. It is an automatic qualification and a much easier ride through to the final. It looks like Georgia Miller, a great swimmer on the front. Jordan Mercer there. She was probably the most improved swimmer of the last 2 or 3 years, sitting inside the top 5, but this field is all over each other at the moment. Taylor Paskaric, the light blue cap of Manly, in the thick of the action. That's Lara Moses there, one of the smallest girls in the field, and it looks like one of the Northcliffe caps, maybe Maddie Dunn, has gone straight over the top of her there. So there's no love lost amongst the field here. If you can't take space, you make space, and that's what Maddie Dunn did.
Well, interesting to note, Josh, Rebecca Creedy was sitting in the middle of the field. Now, she's one of the strongest swimmers out there. Georgia Miller, another extremely strong swimmer. That's her in the yellow cap, pushing the pace out in front. But tucked in on the feet, tucked in beside Georgia Miller on the way out, was young gun Tiani Massey. She's an under-17 competitor from Maroochydore who's trying to push the pace, and this is her first opportunity in the Kellogg's Nutri Series to challenge the big guns.
Oh, haven't we got some great young guns coming through? Nicola Owens in this one as well. Another under 17. We've got a bunch of under 19s. There's Massey there, the white cap with the blue stripe right in the middle. Nicola Owens, she'll be in the blue and yellow of Redhead. So watch for these young girls. Generation next, as the maybe Emma Dick starts to work her way through alongside Tian Raymond. They're in the middle of the field and they're not what you want. And in last place and in the red zone is our series leader, Gemma Smith.
Well, we're looking for the bottom 6. If you're in the bottom 6, you're in all sorts of trouble. It's what we will call the red zone. It means if you can't pick up a couple of positions and finish in that back 6, you will be out. Your day is over. Don't progress to round 2. Forget about the final and round 3. Go home, pack your bags, back to the drawing board, come back another week.
But you can enjoy Wollongong, Jack, one of the best places in the world, and I'm very biased when I say that, but I love it. The conditions have dropped over the last couple of days. Earlier in the weekend, it was very, very big. We saw a couple of broken boards, but it's just drifted away. A big wade early on. That'll help the taller girls, the likes of Courtney Hancock and Harriet Brown, and Georgia Miller on the front, absolutely flying. Brown in second there, maybe Lana Rogers in third. Courtney Hancock Hancock in fourth, but there's a wave on here, and this will just shake things up. And it looks like early on, a couple of the girls very desperate to get that race one win. A couple not so fussed, just trying to settle in the pace and stay out of the bottom six. But these waves, they've split the race in two as Lizzie Wellborn stands up as well. Tiani Massey's there and is almost leading her first ever Nutri Ironwoman Series final.
Well, it looks as though she's hit the beach first. She's running with some of the best women in the country at Ironwoman racing. There's Lana Rogers. Lizzie Wellborn is there as well. And as they go into transition, they'll be looking to pick up their boards and attack the break. There is still enough of a wave to make a difference and ruin someone's day.
Carly Nerthen, Brielle Cooper's there. This is where things start to get interesting. Emma Dick, Nicola Owen, Bonnie Hancock, Lara Moses, Devon Halligan, Rebecca Creedy, Jordan Mercer, Ali Britton, and of course, Gemma Smith, our series leader, one off the back with Tian Raymond with a lot of work to do.
Well, deep in the red zone, our round one winner. She has a lot of work to do, Josh, as you said. There goes Ali Britton, Gemma Smith. Rebecca Creedy must have had a little bit of trouble picking up the board there. She's fallen back through the pack as well, and that was Brielle Cooper who picked her board up and had to throw it over a wave, making a big mistake.
Massive mistake from Cooper there. A really nipper move to stand by your board and throw it over the top. Maddie Dunn and Tiani Massey have done a great job so far to get themselves out of trouble. Courtney Hancock looks comfortable, but she can't get too relaxed. Taylor Piskarik there as well. A little bit more experienced than some of these girls than Brielle Cooper, Nicola Owen, and of course Lizzie Wellborn on the yellow. You want to jump on the back of her board because she would be the fastest in the field. And just like that, Gemma Smith has gone from the back of the pack almost out of the red zone, while Jordan Mercer and Lara Moses, they're languishing in second last, third last, and fourth last.
We spoke about getting yourself off the beach, making sure you nail that first 30 or 40 metres, and that's exactly what Gemma Smith has done. She went to work as soon as she picked up her board, accelerated into the water, and made sure she pushed that pace to go past 4 or 5 girls and put herself back in the green zone.
If Jordan Mercer's the most improved swimmer of the last couple of years, I think Lana Rogers is full stop the most improved Ironwoman in the last couple of years. She has gone from a good, solid competitor to one of the best in the business in just a matter of 18 months, and she's leading this race now with her eye on the prize. She wants to get a straight run through, a ticket to ride straight to the final. The rest of these girls are chasing hard, and as you start to get back of the pack, you can see the orange board of Courtney Hancock and now Gemma Smith, who is right on the edge of that red zone. It's all about survival.
Well, the girls are heading around that last turning count. That's our last competitor going around now, and that is Rebecca Creedy. So she's dropped a long way back through the field. She went in with Jordan Mercer, and it's still Jordan Mercer's teammate, Lana Rogers, who's setting the pace and picking up a little runner out the back. So Lana Rogers is trying to extend the lead that she has and working back to the beach now ahead of world board champion and all-round superstar Harriet Brown.
Danielle McKenzie's there as well, finished on the podium in round 2, her best ever result. Carly Nerthen there always seems to lose the cap, has the braids out at the moment. I don't know if Currumbin will be stoked with that, but the girls are on their way home, and it's in front. Rogers, Brown, McKenzie, 1, 2, and 3, the 3 Queensland girls making their way home. Bonnie Hancock working hard. Jordan Mercer got a lot of work to do. Devon Halligan, she's in the red zone at this point. So's Tian Raymond, so's Ali Britton, so it's not looking good for the Burleigh Heads trio, and there's a wave on. This will shake things up. 2 out in front. Oh, and 1 goes off and over. Lizzie Wellborn, that is a terrible mistake. You can see her yellow board bouncing all over the place. These waves are knee height at best. I don't know how she stuffed that up.
Well, it looks like she still managed to get herself back to the beach, body surfing a little wave in behind it, so certainly hasn't lost as much ground as she could have, but Lana Rogers still pushing the pace ahead of Harriet Brown, and Lizzie Wellborn made a big mistake, but luckily enough, she could capitalise on the little wave behind
it was Trevor Hendy-esque, body surfing that mistake. Danielle McKenzie, Maddie Dunn, Carly Nerthen, Nicola Owen, Tiani Massey there, they'll go round. Taylor Piskarik, that's the ground that Wellborn's lost. Emma Dick comes through, so does Brielle Cooper, Gemma Smith, Jordan Mercer, Georgia Miller's through now. Lara Moses right behind her, the Newport teammate, Bonnie Hancock, Ali Britton, Tian Raymond, and Devon Halligan. That is our bottom 3, and let's take a look at the replay. Lizzie Wellborn sits up. Oh, it sits her up a little bit more. Goes down the mine, over the top. The board spits out. She still manages to body serve it. So incredible stuff there. The rest of the field cops one. She comes up behind Maddie Dunn. And if Maddie Dunn hadn't have been there, she probably would have surfed that the entire way to the beach.
Well, Rebecca Creedy, our last competitor running down at the moment to go into the ski race, has plenty of work to do if she wants to catch up to 14th place, which is the last position that will go through from this first round.
Rebecca Creedy, she won the Australian Ironwoman title, well, almost 18 months ago now, and hasn't looked like the same Ironwoman since. It might have been she gave everything to win that one. It was tough for her. She was broken at the end of it. I just don't think she's been the same Ironwoman since. I don't know if it's the hunger still there or whether it's a physical thing, but she was an absolute giant killer at that time, and the last couple of summers she's just struggled, and hopefully she can find her form again.
Well, Josh, with some new race formats, perhaps that's what's throwing the spanner in the works, and these girls may be struggling to deal with the change that's been presented to them. It's a fantastic opportunity for people to go out there, not know what's ahead of them, and have a real crack.
And it seems like the younger generation really, they kind of accept whatever's thrown at them. These young girls, they don't mind if they race long, short, up, down, inside out, or back to front. They just put their foot on the line and have a go, where some of the more experienced competitors, we've seen the same format for a few years. They might be used to racing a certain way, and now they get different formats like this thrown up. It's just that little bit harder to deal with, but it's the old dog who can learn a few new tricks that'll come out on top, and hopefully Rebecca Creedy can find her way back into the top form. But 1 and 2 at the moment, it is still Lana Rogers and Harriet Brown, and they look like they've opened up enough of a gap almost to get themselves a spot, but I don't know. This is back of the field. Georgia Miller, another one of the stars of the summer so far, is doing it very, very tough at the moment. Harriet Brown pushing very hard. She's got her eyes on the prize and trying to get one of those top 2 spots. It's a big gap back to 3rd place, Carly Nerthen. And now, Jack, this is where things start to get interesting. Our bottom 7 will go home. 21 girls in this. Bottom 7 will go out, and you'd almost guarantee that Georgia Miller and Rebecca Creedy will go home. Bonnie Hancock doesn't look like she's in a good place either. Lara Moses, Devon Halligan, Ali Britton, they're all in the red zone. Bottom 7 to go out. Maybe Tian Raymond as well, so not a good day for Burleigh Heads at this point, but waves are on. Carly Nerthen, she's picked up a wave and got herself in this, and this counts for something. 2 of these 3 girls will get a straight run through to the final. 1 will miss out and will be forced to go through round 2. So here we go. The girls put the power down. Carly Nerthen's up first. Lana Rogers has got the jump on both of them. The girls have got to go straight up the beach and through the arch. Lana Rogers has gone to the front. Carly Nerthen, she's falling behind. I think Nerthen might miss out. Oh, Lana Rogers has gone the wrong way. Lana Rogers has completely butchered it there. Thought she was finishing the traditional way and stuffed it up. And just like that, she's gone from skipping around to having to go through round 2. So the drama's not over here, Jack. Bottom 7 go out, but that is a massive mistake from Lana Rogers.
Well, a huge mistake there from Lana Rogers, and Gemma Smith has worked her way through the entire field to make sure she's out of that bottom 7. We'll have to wait and see, Josh, who it is leaving us after round 1.
Lizzie Wellborn gets through as well, but this is where it gets interesting. Ali Britton, no, that's Emma Dick. She'll get through. Tiana Massey will survive. Taylor Paskaric as well, but this is our bottom 7. I think all of these girls will go home. Yes, they will. Tian Raymond will be the first to miss out. Devon Halligan as well, so not a good day for Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park. Ali Britton goes home. Bonnie Hancock, she will miss out as well. Lara Moses on debut will finish in 19th place. And then it looks like Rebecca Creedy and Georgia Miller, they will go home. So 2 of the girls we expected to contend for the Nutri-Grain Ironwoman Series get knocked out in race 1 of the Eliminator. And this really should be called the Star Killer, because it's a great way to end the season of some of the real hopes for this Ironwoman Series. Georgia Miller didn't look right today. Rebecca Creedy had a lot of work to do from a long way back, and she will go home, reflect on this, and we'll make some changes. And what a finish to race 1. I thought Lana Rogers had no problems at all, but she obviously hadn't listened to the course before the race. She took a big right-hand turn to go through the traditional finishing arch and didn't get the automatic qualification, and she'll be kicking herself.
Well, it was a sprint finish, a race in 3, Josh, and it was Lana Rogers who made the big mistake of a sweeping right-hand turn, costing her automatic qualification and allowing Harriet Brown and Carly Nerthen to progress straight through to the final.
I wondered what she was doing there. She got the right swerve on and really pushed Carly towards that turning can, and Carly Nutri must have thought, what are you doing? We see her, she goes back around and finishes well in a tough place because she's done the sprint finish. She'll now have to turn around and back it up. So Harriet Brown and Carly Nutri straight through to our finals. The next 12 girls will go through to round 2. They stay alive in the Eliminator format, and our bottom 7 will go home, starting with Tian Raymond in 15th place. Jack, is there any shocks there?
Well, I think Georgia Miller and Beck Creedy are probably the two we weren't expecting to go home early, but it's really going to cost them in terms of the overall series. Lucky enough for the girls, it's your top 5 results, dropping your worst, which will still give them a chance if they're good enough.
One girl who's guaranteed a top 8 finish is our winner, Harriet Brown.